Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Wake Up Legendary. I am your host today, all this week. I got another one tomorrow. I'm super pumped. And for those that are new here, my name is Joanne. I'm the Director of Marketing and Live Training here at Legendary Marketer. And we have a great guest that I'm super pumped to chat with. But before I bring her on, let's do a few housekeeping items. First and foremost, if you want some legendary swag, because I get that question probably every day at some point in the comments, all you need to do is head over to belegendary.shop. You can grab t-shirts, sweatshirts, tank tops, phone cases. There's even beach towels in there, which is quite interesting. So head over to belegendary.shop and grab your legendary swag. And of course, if you would like to get a quick reminder each morning right after we go live, so you can join in and join us, head over to legendarymarketer.com/WUL. It'll actually redirect you right into a Facebook broadcast room that you just click join, and then you'll get 5 messages a week there, one each day of the weekday, and nothing else, just an alert of that we're live, a little description, and a link to join us. So if you are a part of that group, you'll get that message at any moment. It'll be coming through. And if you would like to receive that, just so you have that ongoing update and reminder of our shows, what was on, even if you're catching replays, it's a great way to go back and see which replays you want to pick and all of that good stuff. So head over to legendarymarketer.com/WUL. And of course, if you are curious about our 5-day Learn Launch Lead Challenge, the blueprints, joining a mastermind, you can grab all the details right here at legendarymarketer.com/enroll. All right, let me pop over to the comments. Let's see where we're at. Good morning, Bonnie. Good morning, Brittany, Melissa, Kathy, all of our regulars. Good morning, everyone. And please help me welcome Michaela to the show. Good morning, Michaela. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing good. Thanks, Joanne. How are you?
I'm doing well. Where are you joining us from?
I am in Austin, Texas.
Texas, Texas. Love it, love it. So give us the backstory. What were you looking for? Why were you looking to come online? Or did it kind of pop onto your lap and surprise you?
Yeah, so I went to college, got the degrees. Um,
Mhm.
I started a family right after. So I stayed home with my kids for about 7 years. And then when it was time to enter the working world, like balancing all of it just became a big struggle. And I really realized, like I needed a more flexible schedule. It was hard commuting, asking for time off. So I've really been on a journey since then, the last 6 years, on finding a job that has some flexibility that, allows me to work from home, pick up my kids from school. So
Mhm.
that's kind of where I'm at now. But about 5 years ago on Instagram, I saw something, about a mom being able to kind of start this side hustle. So that kind of
Mhm.
introduced me like into the side hustle thing. And so I've kind of always been on the lookout for that because right now I actually work from home. I love my boss, I love my coworkers, but it's just something about that 9 to 5 box, of the 40
Right.
hours, like having to be there, always having to let someone know when you're running to get your kids if they're sick or anything like that. So I have tried a few side hustles in the past. They didn't really work. So I was always like a little bit skeptical,
Mm.
could this work for me? Is this real? So,
Mhm.
yes, about a year ago, I saw a mom, talking about affiliate marketing on Instagram. And really, I just thought, like, okay, it's probably going to be another, scam, but let me just check it out anyways, because I was always checking it out. And as soon as I saw Dave's video, it was just like this light bulb moment. He seemed so genuine, truly trying to help
Mhm.
people. I feel like sometimes in the past, some of the other ones I had tried, they're just not salesy, but they're just trying to like get you in and but I felt like Dave was just really trying to help people.
Right.
So that is how I discovered Legendary. And yeah, I'm super excited just for the opportunity that you guys, have for so many of us just looking for that flexible schedule and just more freedom.
Mhm. Yeah, I love it. I love it. So you mentioned doing other side hustles previously. If you don't mind sharing, what you don't have to share what you did, but what do
Mhm.
you feel has been the difference between those and this for you?
So, the biggest difference is I think, Legendary has a big education and support portal. And what I mean by that
Right.
is not only do they already have a lot of stuff that's been established, but it's
Mhm.
always continually adding. So it's like what was popular 5 years ago, I feel like it has just changed, right? So every year there's,
Right.
so I felt like the one that I did in the past, it was like on Facebook and Instagram ads for companies. It
Mhm.
it had like the first education, to kind of get started. It also lacked where it told you what to do, but it didn't show you like the step by step how to do it. When
Right.
I got the blueprints, like actually walking through, Ryan showing you how to go into System IO, how to set it up, how to connect everything. I think that was the biggest difference because when you're when you're starting something that you're just completely clueless about, you're scared, you're really not believing in yourself, like, can you get going? Just being
Mhm.
able to watch someone like walk you step by step was just super helpful. Um, and also to reach out, like, if you had any questions, and then in the community group, if people were struggling with the same things or they just had advice on certain things, it was nice to have that. Yeah, and I just another side hustle that I kind of looked into was like the e-commerce world.
Mhm.
And ultimately, it just felt like hard to get something like that going when you're working full time because you have products, manufacturers, shipping. It's just a
There's a
lot to
lot of daily upkeep. A lot
yeah.
of daily upkeep, a lot of customer support too pieces.
Yes,
And
exactly.
right?
So I think affiliate marketing and just this world is really neat because you really can squeeze it in. Yes, it's
Mhm.
hard. Yes, you have to be consistent. Um,
Mhm.
but it just offers like more flexibility to someone that's already working full time and has a busy schedule with their kids.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. What do you think was when you came into this being skeptical, like you shared, but still going, all right, I'm going to check it out? What do you think helped you transition that mindset to being open to what you were learning instead of like questioning it, like, oh, is this going to be some crazy online thing? This is going to be a waste of my time. And then being like, okay, it's not. What do you think helped you through that as far as mindset?
Yeah, I think seeing other people on Instagram, the person that brought me into it,
Mhm.
and seeing other people's success stories, um, and just the community, like the Facebook groups, people commenting. I just remember someone saying, like, a long time ago, I've been posting for 6 months or 8 months, and I finally got my first sale. And I just remember thinking, like, okay, so it's not instant success, but really, like, these
Mhm.
people keep going, and like just
Mhm.
seeing how like the success from other people, I guess what made it real, right? Because if you don't have
Right.
that, you might just think like, okay, is anyone actually succeeding?
Right.
Can normal people actually do this? Or do you have to have a marketing degree? Do you have to have a business degree? So I think, seeing people just from different ages, different backgrounds, really kind of posting about that really helped just kind of solidify like, okay, anyone can do this. Um, and yeah,
Yeah, cool. So I know you are a member of our mentorship program,
yes.
and you mentioned that when you chose to join that, um, already you're seeing some shifts in you, in your mindset, all of that. So just can you share with us so far what's your experience, what you've gained from being a part of that mentorship program?
Yeah, so I feel like the biggest part and the most exciting part of just my journey has been the mentorship program. Honestly, when I
Mhm.
first saw it become available, I think it was like something that I absolutely needed.
Mhm.
I kind of felt like when I set up my stuff originally, I had everything set up. I kind of was just going through the motions. I was copying other people's content on social media. I felt a little stuck, like I wasn't having like even the small wins, right? I just felt like I was going through the
Mhm.
motions doing it. And then once I started the mentorship program, like it completely changed everything. First of all, Eric is just amazing and he completely just changed my whole journey. You know, not only just helping me like get my stuff going on the business side, but
Mhm.
also just the mindset because you do start to doubt yourself. And he's just been really awesome. But I think the biggest thing for me is I realized, okay, my sales funnels were lacking. There's just no substance to them. It was just very plain. Like, why would I want to buy something for myself? It was just very salesy, very like didn't have any real, so yeah, like I said, substance for someone to want to, pursue this.
Mhm.
So I feel like it can, like Eric helped me, gave me suggestions, and we just talked about it, like how to completely revamp, my sales funnel, my emails. And for the first time, I think like I feel proud of when people opt in and when I start to grow with my following and stuff, I feel like I have something proud of that they're going to want to go through and see Dave
Right.
because the problem before I joined the mentorship is I never felt like Dave or Legendary was the issue. I felt like it was just me. No one wanted me, my story, and I couldn't get people, to opt in. So I just feel like now I'm very proud of my sales funnels, my emails, they've come a long way. Also my content. Like
Mhm.
it's just been a whole shift, honestly, with mindset. I've seen so much like just small wins in the last 5 weeks since I've started.
Mhm.
With my content, it sounds crazy, but I have had like more comments in videos, which even like two
Yeah.
comments in a video or likes just gets me super excited. Um,
Yeah, it's progress. And I think what I love the most about what you just shared is you have some pride in what you're putting out now,
yes.
which is huge. I mean, if you don't love your funnel to where you're like if you're embarrassed, you're like, I don't want anyone to click on that. You're really not going to be convincing in any content that you write, that you post, that you put out there because you really don't want somebody to because they're like, "Oh, they're going to judge me even more." Like I don't really love what this looks like. I don't love what it feels like. So when you get aligned with what you're putting out there and you feel, "Okay, this is my business. This is what I've created. This is how I'm building connection." And you feel that alignment and you feel that pride for what you're doing. That's huge. That's huge because that's going to start coming across in everything you do for your business. So I love that for you and I love that you shared that today with everyone here of making sure we feel good about what we're putting out. It's an
Yeah.
important piece. Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Absolutely. I mean, before it was like, oh, do you want a free guide? Enter your email. Now it's really like
Mhm.
hitting those pain points. Why do people really want to do this? What are you really
Mhm.
trying to help people achieve? Um, so yeah, it's been great. And honestly, I think the mentorship program, I don't have any business experience, marketing experience. My husband's not an entrepreneur, so it was really hard for me to like bounce ideas off of him. It like asking
Mhm.
him, "Am I doing? What do you think of this post or this idea or this?" And he's just like, "Oh, it looks great, great, great." But having
Right.
like that real time feedback, I think, is so beneficial because I just felt like I started to see more progress, more improvements in such a quicker amount of time. And, having someone that's been successful, that
Mhm.
has been in the space, that knows how to do it, it's just really nice to have that mentor in your life, like have that coach, helping you, helping you through your journey.
Right.
So to me, like it's completely transformed and inspired me. I was kind of feeling stuck for a while, and I feel like, it's just really re-energized my journey. And yeah, I can't say like enough good things about it other than it's really changed my life. Even
Oh,
yeah, it makes me excited to, you know, do content and to just continue to
mhm.
improve, everything.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And you're so right. And that's the benefit of get involved in a community, get a mentor, that's where it's find what you need because a lot of times being an entrepreneur can be quite lonely.
Yes,
And it doesn't have to be that even that your significant other, your loved ones aren't supporting you. They're going to be your biggest cheerleader, but they don't have a clue what you're doing. So every question or anything you share with them, they're like, "Great job." So you're not getting the feedback you need for progress to make tweaks, adjustments, right? That will keep
yes, absolutely.
progressing your business how you need. On the flip side, some people are in the situation where everyone's just telling them, "Oh, this is stupid. That's dumb. Why are you making a video?" But on the other side, which I love, I have a cheerleader husband who has no clue about anything that I'm doing online. And he's just like, "That's great. Awesome. Keep going." But you can't actually sit down and talk about editing your funnel, headlines, just strategy overall because they don't get it.
Yes,
So it
absolutely.
still feels kind of lonely in a sense. Like, am I still doing it right? You still end up questioning things.
Oh, yes.
As nice as it is to have that support, I'd much rather have that than somebody that's negative, but it's still not helpful within our business, so to
Yes,
speak.
for sure. Absolutely. It's nice to have the like-minded people and community. And honestly,
Mhm.
I feel like I haven't even fully taken advantage of all the things Legendary has. Just you guys do offer like the weekly supports, the group chats, the Facebook pages. And
Mhm.
I feel like when I do get engaged in those, it really does fuel me. There's so much help in those. So
Mhm.
yeah, I like it's also on my list to like really take full advantage of all the things that Legendary has. Because yeah,
Yeah, definitely. And we have it from the challenge. Join the legendary Facebook group. Get in there, ask questions, engage, be positive, be a helpful member of the community. But there's some level of support and community for every single student here, which I love. And some people are just scared to post or nervous or someone's going to question me or somebody's going to say this. And it's like, who cares? No one's going to be mean to you. And if they are, we'll kick them out of the group. Right?
yes,
Like,
yeah,
there's no mean posts, no mean commenters allowed in any of the legendary groups. So it's a pretty safe space to go and ask your questions and get the help you need, which is a piece that I absolutely love about legendary. And it's not something that you really find often, which is
yeah,
cool.
for sure. It is
Uh,
a safe space, and you feel like there's people with all sorts of different success, right? So there's people that are in the same spot. I think wherever you are in your journey, that can really you can really relate to. And yeah, no, it is really great. I appreciate it so much.
yeah, for sure, for sure. So, what has been, gosh, from when you first started the challenge, even though you've tried other side hustles, you have that mindset, that drive in you for that. What's the change you've seen the most in the last year within yourself?
So the biggest change I would say is just overcoming the mindset of not believing in yourself. Um,
Just gaining more confidence.
Gaining more confidence, but also like it does take for me it takes time. Like I'm very nervous, I'm shy. Like I really wasn't even I wasn't posting any talking videos, and Eric challenged me to like, "Hey, this week you're going to create, 2 or 3 talking videos." And I really doubted myself. So just, like I like that everyone in Legendary, it is a safe space, because people will say like, "Oh my gosh, I was so embarrassed," or "I was so nervous to post," and ultimately people just do it. So I feel like yes, just being more confident. I was not a social media person before this. So it's
Mhm.
like I really feel a lot more comfortable in the apps, taking the videos. Um,
Mhm.
and the biggest change I just feel like has been in the last 5 weeks, honestly, since I started the mentorship. I don't know. It's just really like re-energized me, um, and helped my mindset a lot because, it's like, it's just, I think the mindset is the hardest thing, right? So
It
I feel
is,
like
and
it
it's
really helped
probably
me.
the biggest.
Yes.
Would it and it's the biggest because we don't wanna face it.
Yes, for
It's
sure.
the heaviest, right? It's like the one thing sometimes when we have to when really the issue we need to address is our own mindset, our own confidence, our own lack of self-worth, worrying, comparisonitis, limiting beliefs, all the things, right? But we don't wanna face that. We don't wanna deal with it. So then we go, "All right, I'm gonna stay stuck in tech. I'm going to work on my funnel for 6 months. I'm going to work on an ebook for 5 months and it's never going to be finished. But I'm going to keep saying, I'm getting ready to get ready. I'm getting ready to make my first post. We stay focused on the tech and staying stuck in the tech because we don't want to really address the real holdup, the real roadblock, which is what are people going to say? What will I look stupid? Will I do this? Will I what if? All those what ifs and all that negative bullying talk that we give ourselves. And it's such an important piece. And everyone this week that's been on Wake Up Legendary has really shared the same thing that you're sharing as well. And it's you won't see progress in yourself, in your attitude, in everything in your business, even how you approach your content and your funnel and the tech until you face that beast of believing in yourself.
Yes, it's so hard. The entrepreneur world is just different than anything. Like in college, you know what classes you need to take. You need to do this to get to this, and it's very
Mhm.
systematic. Same thing when you're in your 9 to 5, they train you. This is what you do every day. But, you know, being an entrepreneur, just, I feel like the journey is different for everyone. It's
Yeah,
not a one size like fits all. So it
yeah,
really is like, you feel after 6 months, like, am I doing this right? What, you just, it's lost. You feel a little lost sometimes because it's like you don't have someone telling you, um, you're doing this right, keep going. But you really do
mhm.
have to keep going and be consistent because, um, yeah, it's just, there isn't like, oh, you have to do this, 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 and then exactly on this date, you're going to hit this. So, yeah, for sure. But,
Right.
sorry, I don't know what I'm trying to
It
say,
really
but
comes back to like just giving yourself some grace
yes, I think so. And
too.
just like believing, like, okay, you're going to do this. And honestly, I think even when people start to see a lot of success, like that feeling of, can I actually do this? Am I capable of being successful, having success?
That is also it's like it's just a new level of challenge,
Yes.
right? Being an entrepreneur ultimately is a game of like Super Mario Brothers, okay? You're never at level 1 forever. As soon as you achieve that, you're on to the next level and you got to figure it out. And then you achieve that, you're on to the next level. There's always new challenges whether you're in your first month of business or 5 years into business. There's new challenges, there's new limiting beliefs that come up, there's new things that get thrown at you. And you've always got to stay in that mindset of, I'm going to continue to grow, I'm going to continue to learn. I'm going to continue to work on myself and work on my business. And that's really what being an entrepreneur is ongoing. It's not okay, I got to work on myself for 2 months and then I got to do tech for 2 months and then everything's going to be perfect. There's always going to be you're always a work in progress, so to speak.
Yes, for sure.
And that's something that I think in some ways it's like, okay, so I need to take some pressure off myself because there is no end point of perfection.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Yes, for sure. It's like you can't just get that 100 and you're successful yeah.
Right, right, right. So when it comes to content creation and making videos. You said you spoke for the first time. How was that very first post back when you first started? Day one, you had to hit post. Were you like, okay, that took like 3 days for me to hit post? Did it take an hour? Was it like, oh, no big deal? How was that process? Because I know a lot of people are sitting there right now. They have something in their draft and they may have deleted it 10 times already. And they're like, I just can't hit post. So walk us through that very first big milestone with being a content creator.
Yes. So ironically, my first post was a talking video, which was like my first and last for many months. But yes, I think I started at like 10 in the morning, and at 3 o'clock I was, I'd taken little breaks in between, but I had refilmed it, re-edit it. I mean, I was so frustrated. I also wasn't very familiar in the platform. So I think some things I had done like didn't get saved, or I just couldn't figure
Mm,
out all the features that I wanted. So it didn't look quite as professional as everyone. But yes, I would say like it really took probably like 6 hours to post that 20-second video or 15-second video. And I was thinking like, oh my gosh, this is really tough. And then
yeah.
I felt like my content struggled just because when you're first starting, I think it's different also than when you've been going a little bit longer, because sometimes you see people that you've come in through and they've been very successful and they have a large following. So you try to
Mhm,
copy and mimic their content and just their ideas. But, I've had the time to reflect, and I think that's not always the best way to approach it, because
mhm.
I think you're really trying to hit people's pain points and connect with people. So if you're posting like the top 5 ways to start a business, or the top, certain things, like, I don't know if it just sounds like too gimmicky. So I think really like not worrying about, I mean, really being yourself and trying to connect with people and hitting their pain points, I would say is like, I will wish I would have paid a little bit more attention to that at the beginning, because
Mhm.
yes, people that you follow are creating good content, but they might be at a different stage. They have thousands of
Right.
followers. And so the algorithm is outreaching, like, maybe a little bit different reach. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I wasn't really seeing success with that. And I think, you know, I don't know. That's just
Yeah,
something
and
I learned.
well,
Like,
and ultimately, if we keep just, for lack of a better term, copying what we see from different creators, we end up not building our own identity on our social media,
oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
right? So then you got a little bit of this person's personality, you got a little bit of that person's, and it's kind of muddy now on your own social media page, when really it's like, I need to feel really good about what I put out, excited about what I put out, and know that my audience may be a little different than everybody else's that I've been following. But my people will come because I'm trying to reach them. I want to help them. And my whole focus is serving, providing value, and feeling good about what I'm putting out in my own way.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
I was watching the training that you and Ryan did
Mhm.
recently, and you really did talk about that, how you know, if you just copy these people that have great emails or a great funnels,
Mhm.
and then they come to your social media, it just doesn't line up, right?
Right.
And so
Right.
it's like, yes, at first I would want to copy other people's because it's really good. I'm just not a naturally good writer. So it's like I want to
Mhm.
copy, but then when they come and see my social media, they're getting a completely different person. So yes, I like
Yeah.
that you guys really like promote to be yourself. What's your journey?
Mhm.
Eric has really helped me. When I first started, I was like, I don't think anyone's going to be interested in my story. It's just like, I just don't have a great story. I see some other people's stories on social medias, and it really makes me want to like do what they're doing and gravitate towards them, and I'm just like, oh, they have the perfect, social media
Mhm.
presence and just personality. But really, Eric was like, no, your story is going to like, reach someone, and they're going to understand, and want
Mhm.
they're going to feel like you're seeing pain points and stuff. So anyways, he's really helped
Yeah.
me with that as well, and like you guys as well, like, you need to
I
make it
love that.
unique to yourself.
Yeah, and that's actually a really common hang up of I don't have the big dramatic story that people are, and that I'm down in the dumps, these horrible things have happened that's very everyone's going to cry about it, and it's like you don't that's no, that's not what you need.
Yes.
And that's also in some ways it's not what we mean by your story either. Your story is what others relate to you. How do you relate to just making on like friends in real life? And sometimes it's someone that has kids the same age and they get what it means to go through a tantrum at 5 p.m. in a restaurant. That's part of your story,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
It's really going back to really the smaller nuggets of your life of how you relate to someone else. So think about how do you how do you why are you friends with certain people and not others? What are you relating to them with? What do they love about you? What do you love about them? What do you guys share experiences about? There's like this weird fuzz flying around on my camera. Sorry. What are those are part of your story. How do you handle it? How do you address it? And then you bring your person. Are you someone that deals with it through humor? Are you someone, are you more serious? Do you need to how do those are those little things that you share that bring about that share your personality, and that's your story. Your
Yes.
own pain points of being stuck in a 9 to 5 box. That's your story, you know? And those little moments of frustration and how you're overcoming it is the content that you share and how you relate to people. So I love that you brought that up. That's such a huge point, and I'm glad that Eric had that conversation with you as well, because I think it's going to be huge for people listening today to remember their story isn't this big long let me just dump my pains of my life in a minute and a half in
Yes.
a reel. It's about those little moments of who you are that makes your life sweet, frustrating, beautiful, amazing, annoying, and rich. That's your story, right?
Absolutely. And I think in your copy that clicks, I just love that you did say that, because I think for the longest time I thought my story was like my resume. It's like I went to
Right.
college, I got this job, and now I'm starting a side hustle. But I love that you said it's like these moments, in your life, and really that really
Mhm.
like helps has been helping me lately, because I think for the longest time I just thought I had to repeat the same story, like went to college and I started a side hustle, or I just want to spend, but it's like
Mhm.
really relating to people on those stories. I just love, I don't know how you kind of broke it down,
Mhm.
just yes, how people like you said, it's just the small things throughout your journey and moments that
Right.
people can relate to you. So
Yeah.
that's super thoughtful.
I think that's one of the biggest things, even on support calls and hot seat, we see, they're like, well, I told my story last week. I'm like, your story last week? Well, yeah, I did it last Tuesday. Do I just keep making the same video over and over? And I go, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
It's not like it isn't just putting out your resume of, all right, I did this in 2007. I did this, then this and this. Okay, my story's out there. I'm done. Now
Yeah.
I don't know what to post. And it's like, no, what's the story of you today, yesterday, last week that your audience will relate to? And those little moments, those are your stories that you share.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think it makes it a lot easier to connect, to make online friends, because that's really what we got to do first. We can't recommend something to an empty room.
Right. Yes, absolutely.
Right? We
Yes.
can't recommend, and we gotta build people that wanna hang out in that virtual room. They wanna see it. They can't wait to hear, "Oh, what happened to Michaela today? What's going on? Oh, I so get this. My best friend's gonna understand and relate to this. I'm saving this piece of content, and I'm also gonna text it to her." Right? Think about those things as you're creating content. And that's what makes people start to comment, start to like, start to save, start to share what you put out. And in 5 weeks, you're already starting to now see those wins because you've made those adjustments. And
Yeah.
that's huge. That's huge. And I'm so excited for you.
Thank you so
Um,
much. It's
Yeah.
been exciting for sure.
Yeah. And Elle, yes, great advice. Daily stories. I know you were nervous coming on today, but you're doing great. You're killing it. You're amazing on camera. You talk very well. Don't be afraid to speak on camera and
You're
show
so
yourself
sweet.
and,
I think I'm
and show your
you're like
personality.
yes, it's so hard when you're not just like naturally a public speaker, I think, right? You just don't feel comfortable, but I appreciate it. So,
Yeah, not many feel comfortable with it, especially when starting out. It's
okay, yeah.
just you're always gonna feel a little that like, I don't know, it's kind of like the butterflies in your chest, that little heaviness, and you just do it anyways.
That's good. I always tell Eric, like Joanne and Ryan and Dave, they just make it seem so easy. It's like you guys are just really awesome. I love watching you guys.
No, as Kathy just shared, Michaela, your confidence is radiating. You can only
Oh,
get better.
oh my gosh.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Kathy. I appreciate
Uh,
that.
yeah, you have to go back through the comments because there is a lot of love for you with, is this your first live ever?
This is, yes.
Yes.
Super nervous, but you made it so great. Joanne, you're
Oh,
just talking to you.
awesome. Well, you have to come back because I feel like you're still just right at the beginning of all of this. So I want updates. I want updates in Slack. I want updates on Wake Up Legendary because you have to come back.
Okay.
You have to come back and be a
Definitely.
repeat for
Definitely.
sure, which I
Make a
love.
promise.
So thank you for coming on today. It was
Yes.
a pleasure.
Well, thank you for the opportunity and just so much for everything, y'all have given me and just done in my life. So I do appreciate that.
Oh, our pleasure. Our pleasure. So thanks again. Take care.
You too.
All right, guys, please I cut her off. She said, you too. Sorry, Michaela. Um, please go follow Michaela on TikTok and Instagram at Maisel Marketing, Masel Marketing, all connected, no dots, no hyphens, no nothing, just Maisel Marketing, Masel Marketing. Go give her a follow on TikTok and Instagram. Let her know you saw her first live ever on Wake Up Legendary. I can't wait to watch her progress continue to grow, continue to excel, continue to just step into this new version that we're already seeing unfolding here. Which is awesome. She did talk a lot about our mentorship program. You can get a free 30-minute accountability and mentorship call. All you have to do is email dave@legendarymarketer.com with the word accountability in the subject or free call. Even if accountability is too hard, just type in free call and Dave will connect you with one of our mentors to get that free 30-minute call scheduled. It's pretty awesome what our mentors are doing and bringing to our mentorship program. We've had a lot that have had a lot of wins already, 2 and 3 months in, 5 weeks in, like today. And they're able to come on Wake Up Legendary now and share those wins along with all of our other guests. I think we're at 1,100 episodes at this point. We're close to it. Jalen can give me the real number where we're at, which is unheard of in the online space. 1,100 episodes of people that just wanted to create something new and different in their life, sharing their story, sharing their journey, sharing their tips, sharing their motivation, sharing the roadblocks they experienced, and then the wins they've had along the way, which I love and why I love this show so much. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. We are back tomorrow with another amazing episode. And as always, stay legendary. Peace.